Hey guys, this is Meg. You're on my channel. Welcome to the wild. And I wanted to, introduce you to my betta fish, Mystique. She's a female, and I'm not sure what kind she is, but boy, is she beautiful. She's a lovely blue with red fins. And I wanted to kind of update you on my experiment. Do you remember I was trying to acclimate plants using only liquid fertilizer instead of using substrate? Well, it actually seems to be working. I put in, if you look in the back of the tank, excuse me, that's my cat Olivia. Olivia, yes, I love you too. Please don't be jealous. Anyways, if you look at the back of my tank, you'll see these long leafy plants. They actually had a root system when I bought them, and they're supposed to be submerged in substrate. But as you can see from my tank, I don't have substrate. It's not usually sold in stores that you can see openly. But what I have done is I've taken a piece of stone and sort of anchored the plant down, and as you can see, I'll move up a little closer. You can see the roots in the background. So basically these plants are being fed through the liquid column that is put into the water. I don't use a lot of fertilizer, maybe 4 or 5 drops. And this tank is probably a 3-gallon tank, if I'm guessing correctly. And it does have a filter. As you can see, I use a large piece of anubias with driftwood. Forgive me, it has a little bit of brown algae. I'll need to take a toothbrush later and clean the glass. But I try to keep the algae on the plant because it's a little bit of good bacteria for the fish. And surprisingly, the purple waffle plant is still surviving. It hasn't had a lot of heavy melting. And when I do have plants that are acclimating and they kind of start to melt, I just take a fish net and scoop out some of the debris. But I leave some in so the plants can feed. And it really seems to be helping. My anubias isn't yellow, and it seems to be doing quite well. Now, it's a little wrinkly. It could possibly use some iron, but I'm trying to create a tank where you don't need to put too many things into your water. And I'm trying to make simple designs so Taiwanese people will feel compelled to have a tank. And so basically what I do is for every tank, I do a weekly water change. And I add a few drops of fertilizer and of course water dechlorinator. But if I was at my friend's house, I would use a filtering system, but I don't have that at the moment. But this is an interesting way to do it because, believe it or not, my filters aren't on all day. They're only on maybe 2 hours, one at lunchtime, and maybe 1 or 2 hours in the evening before I leave my house. And I think it's quite amazing like how good they look, considering I rarely get to, do what most people do. Aside from the brown algae, the toothbrush pretty much gets everything off as far as glass. In fact, I'll grab my toothbrush, hold on 1 second, and I'll show you how I do it.